Hey team, welcome to little Zoom call we've got here with the Paul Farmer himself. Paul, give us a bit of background on yourself, mate, and tell us what you do and how you got to being where you are today.
Hey Luke, hey team, thanks for having me on. Friday, we all love Fridays. So I now run a small business that looks after small to medium. So on the bottom there, you'll see SME expert. It always sounds good to give yourself a title. I am an accountant by background, but I choose to use that as a way to add value to my clients at the moment. So I've got a corporate accounting background, a corporate strategy background, a corporate leadership background, and have worked in the oil and gas industry, the accounting industry, and specialised in small to medium-sized businesses. So I choose to use that as a background to be able to help small to medium-sized businesses be able to, A, create growth, manage growth, but also look at the challenges that come at them to be able to allow them to keep moving forward, keep looking at one eye on the big picture, but also then what do I need to do now to help me get to that vision that I want for me, myself, my business, and those around me. So probably 10 years ago, I recognized that pure accounting wasn't what I wanted to do. I chose to then get into strategy, forecasting, forward looking, and then got to a point in 2015 that decided that 20-hour days for someone else wasn't really what I was after. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do 20-hour days, I might as well do it for myself. So chose to start up my own business, and the Mentoris group came into effect. And I've been working with small to medium-sized businesses over the last 4+ years to be able to, again, give them the ability to have the skills and the resources and the conversations that generally we don't tend to have often until we either sit down with our accountant at the end of the year and he tells us we've done a great job and we've got a bunch of tax that we need to pay. So throughout the year, to keep momentum, we have that conversation with small to medium-sized businesses.
I'd be really curious because I know that you're super passionate about what you do. What got you to think, like obviously you're working for someone else that, long hours, and was there a breaking point for you or a tipping point where you're like, oh my, what am I doing here?
So yes, interesting story. I was on the back end of I was about to start my 5th 20-hour day in a row, and I was sitting in a meeting and looked across the table, and a piece of work came in, and one of the guys said to someone on the other side of the table, it's like, oh, we think your team should do it. They turned around and said, actually, you know what? We don't have time. We think Paul's team should do it. And at that point, I looked across the table and went, you know what? There's something that's just not computing here. It's not. And so essentially went to get up over the table and do something that I probably would have regretted. So, my boss sent me out of the room. I sat, thought, and went, this isn't going to change. I need to change. So resigned. Then spent the next 3 months of my notice period having 4 coffees a day with people in the office because they were uncertain about what was going on as well. And it was those conversations that drove me to realize that having conversations with people and helping them do what they can't currently do was something that just gave me a real buzz. Wow. And so over that 3 months, I realized that sitting, talking, maybe it was the coffee, I don't know. But in terms of just literally having conversations with people about stuff that was going on, that they were frustrated, they couldn't do something, but because I was independent and I could see from another perspective, I could throw a little option in there that would help them. They go, oh, actually, I can do that. It's like, yeah, you always could, but you just couldn't see it. So wow. For me, that gave me the thought process of, well, maybe there's something in the way that I do this that gives me the ability to get people to do things that they can't currently do. And for me, I realized that was the thing that absolutely gave me the buzz to see someone else be successful when they were just so frustrated they couldn't get it. I don't get it, I don't see it. But to be able to help them see the steps that they couldn't see, or just shift that bottleneck that was stopping them from doing what it was they wanted to do, and have them be able to do that. For me, that was, you know, there were 80 odd people in the office. I spoke to pretty much everyone from the mailroom to the CEO. And, you know, at the end of that, I went, right, this is what I want to do. I had no clients, no idea, but you know what? I had this buzz that I thought, this is what I need to do. This is what I want to do. So kicked off my business, and, you know, initially worked on some mindset work with people, but then realized that I've got a finance background, a business background. Why was I not using that to be able to help even more people? So then decided that the business strategy, business coaching, business analytics, and the mindset was all wrapped up in the same thing. So then decided, well, you know, this is something that I get to help even more people do what it is that they want to do from a business perspective. So, and I get the same buzz from helping business owners and senior leaders in their in what they're trying to do, because, you know, we've all got heaps of stuff coming at us. It's just being able to filter it, wrap it up into a parcel, and be able to deliver what we're looking to deliver.
That's super, super powerful. Wow, man, that's an epic story too. Thanks for sharing, man. That's a doozy. Like, just quickly, I know that we had a little schedule here that we wanted to follow, but I just caught on to something that you said there. And my wife, she's in our business as well. She does all the finances and all the behind the scenes, everything. Like, I do all the face-to-face stuff, and I think that you don't see is pretty much her responsibility. So she does a lot with our business.
You're the face and she's the engine.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
One thing that I realized is we have a weekly catch up, and we go through everything to do with the business. And I was a little bit lost there for a little while. And one thing that was really powerful for me that Rachel started to do was just to show a projection of our numbers. And you just said it there, you know, having the business background, the finance background. And I think for me, I found a lot of clarity in the numbers. What I would be really interested to hear, what do you think, or what do you, like, from your experience, have you found has provided the most amount of clarity for your clients to move forward with the strategies that you set out?
Oh, everything. So, you know, different clients have needed different things at certain times. And generally it's what they need at that time, which will be totally different from week to week, day to day. Some days you'll need that element of, I need clarity on what the vision is because I've kind of lost sight of what that is. Sometimes it'll be about the numbers, and you'll be thinking about making a decision, but unless you've got clarity and you understand what the numbers are, you don't then understand what the impact will be on the numbers. Because, you know, as a lot of small businesses are, they run their business based on gut feel. I don't understand what my numbers are. So if I'm looking to make a decision that will have a financial impact, and I'm not aware of what my financial situation is now, then I'm making that decision based on gut feel, as opposed to, I understand where I am and I understand what the impact will be and whether it fits within, you know, my comfort factor or my risk factor or my profile of, if I make this decision, you know, it's like going to the shop and going, well, I've got my credit card here and I can buy that $1,500 couch, but I don't know whether it's going to put me into overdraft or it's going to bounce or whatever. It's like, well, I'm just doing it because I want the couch, but I don't understand what impact that will have, because I don't understand what financial situation I'm in. So being aware, what it does is it allows you to be comfortable that you understand where you are from a financial perspective, and you can say, well, I can make these decisions because I understand the situation that I'm in. When you don't, and when most people run their businesses based on how much money they've got in their bank account, They go, oh yeah, there's money, I'm flush, money in the account, I can spend it. But they don't understand that in 3 days' time, they've got an activity statement that's due, that they're going to have to pay 15 grand. And it's like, well, I was flush yesterday, but now that's come out of my account. It's like, oh, hang on. So, you know, that financial awareness, being in a position where you understand, and what you've just mentioned there is so common. One person will understand and they'll have the knowledge of the financial side of it. The other one won't, but the other one tends to be the one that's making a lot of the decisions and being asked to make decisions on the go, which will have a financial impact, but they don't understand it. So then I can't make decisions on the run. I have to then come back and speak to the person that has the financial understanding to be able to then make the decision.
Yeah.
And so you've got two people running a business. One has the financial understanding, the other one doesn't. But the one that doesn't is being asked to make decisions on the run about things that are going to impact the financial piece of your business.
Very powerful.
Yeah. A lot of the time it comes back to the one that doesn't understand it, not wanting to understand it because they may not be comfortable with what they see.
Yep.
They may not be comfortable with the fact that there's only 5 grand in the account. It's like, well, I'm not comfortable with that. Well, then I'm the one that's doing everything I possibly can to influence it. So, but if I don't understand it, I can just, no, that's your baby. You deal with it. No, it's all right. I'll be over here doing what I do. You deal with it. And then if I need anything, I'll come and ask you. As opposed to, I understand it. We both understand it. We can then cover off and I can make decisions because I'm comfortable understanding the impact.
Yeah.
On that side of things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ostrich in the sand.
Yeah, yeah. I think when you do pull your head out and you look, I think, you know, obviously understanding how Rachel, you know, in our business, how she does her behind the scenes work and having a good understanding of that also allows me to go, right, okay, what's our direction? What's our focus? And then also going, right, what are the finances? And, you know, there's many different moving parts that we both collaborate on.
I mean, when you understand it, you're going to have KPIs that you're going to meet, or you're going to have to set KPIs. And it's like, well, if I don't understand what the financial impact of those are, it's not really going to drive me because I'm just trying to hit sales numbers or whatever it is. But this is the impact. The impact is that we'll be able to do this, 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 and this. Or to cover our base costs, we need to have 20 people in the gym paying monthly. Yeah. Okay, well, I get that. Well, that's my job's now to make sure that I got 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 people, whatever it is, because I know the impact.
We were speaking offline before about some simple steps that some senior leaders could take or business owners could take. And you were talking about the 3 C's we covered. So let's just delve into them for the next couple of minutes, and then we'll have a chat around yourself.
So 3, and especially now, there's so much uncertainty floating around in the environment around what's going to happen. You know, everyone's talking about get to the end of September, JobKeeper finishes. You know, everything's falling off a cliff, all that sort of stuff. You know, the noise out there is floating about. If we can remove a lot of that noise and just focus on some key areas, whether you're in a business or whether you're in a management role, because at the end of the day, both business owners, business leaders, and also people in a management area, they're going to be responsible for, you know, the first one is cash flow. Everyone is generally responsible for a budget, or they're responsible for the flow of money within their department, or they're making sure that their department is profitable, or if they're not generally, generating revenue themselves, then from a cost perspective, they are expected to manage their cost structure. So from a cash perspective, it's looking at the ways that you can actually influence the flow within your area of sphere. So whether it's a business owner, understanding how you make sure that customers are going to pay you on time. Yeah. When are you expecting to get doing a monthly, 2 monthly cash flow statement? Just to give you a forecast to understand, less about gut feel, more about this is the money that I'm expecting to come in. These are the costs that I'm expecting to be incurring. Where do I fit? What decisions can I make? How can I influence the flow of money, both in and out within my business? Because if I'm in control of that, then I can go, well, what little processes do I need to make sure that if I'm sending someone an invoice and it's due today, then yesterday I rang them just to make sure that they had everything they needed to pay it today.
Yeah, it's a little touch point.
A simple touch point, but it increases your chances of having them pay their account. You know, if it's not by direct debit and things like that. But then also looking at where you're spending things and go, well, is that a cost or is that an investment in my business? So do we treat it as a cost? You know, some people would say, you know, buying office stationery might be a cost, but if you're buying that to use it to print flyers, to have someone be able to then distribute those around the network where you might be able to get business from it, that for me is an investment, because you're actually investing in an opportunity to increase your exposure, which means potentially you're going to get more customers.
That's a really good point.
And especially when you're in an environment where we're really conscious of what we are spending. And, you know, that should be every time, but, you know, some people in the good times, spending just becomes something we do because there's money in the account. We can do it. So where you've got the ability to be able to look at things as an investment, to go, well, if I invest in this, how's that going to impact my business? And is that something that is or is it just something that I'm spending? Or, you know, I'm spending a bucket load of money on whatever it is. Do I need to spend that much? So, you know, one of the things is making sure that from a cash flow perspective, we are managing our cash and the flow of our cash. Because at the moment, it's, you know, cash is king. You know, two things, trust and cash. Cash at the moment is, you've got money. If you're getting money in your account and it's in your account, bang. But if it's out there and it's 15 days, 20 days, 25 days, 30 days, you don't have that money. It's not yours. So it's about how do you get your money into your pocket as quickly as possible.
That's a good point. Let's go to the next seat, mate.
Sure. Clients. So again, when you're looking at, you know, whether it's in a management team or so you're working within an existing company or you own the company, the two areas for growth are your existing customers and your potential customers. So looking at both of those individually and going, well, it's 6 times cheaper to be able to get an existing customer to work with you than it is to get a new customer. A lot of the times we tend to look at existing customers and go, well, they've worked with us, we've worked with them. There's no, you know, we're not going to be able to work with them again, or yeah, they're existing customers, so they're right, they're fine, they're part of the family. You know, we'll just whenever they need, they'll come to us and they'll buy and we'll be good. But they're the ones that actually have the know, like, and trust of us and our brand, because they've had the experience. They've had the experience of them loving us and what we do and how we do it. So why leave them be once they've either finished being a client or once they're part of a client? Why let them just, you know, I'll use the word flounder around, but, you know, they're your salespeople. They're your people that will give you a rap. They're the people that will go, you gotta speak to Luke because he helped me do this, and this. And a lot of the times what we do is we work with people, they become clients, and then we go, I use the example of Telstra, Vodafone, whatever. They offer new clients all the new deals. Whereas what about your existing clients? If I'm getting great customer service, I'm gonna give you a rap to all the people in my circles.
So true.
Yeah.
So
And
true.
then you've got, it's a personal testimonial, but it's also, you know what, I've used it for this long and this is what happened and this is great. And you just got to, and then people in their networks will go, oh, actually, right, okay, you know, like and trust them, so we'll do the same.
Yeah, that's super powerful. That's
Yeah.
super powerful.
So looking at your current and past clients and just touching base and just go, I just want to check in to see how things are going, see what's happening, what's happening in your circles. And just that element of touching base, they say every 90 days. If
Yep.
you touch base every 90 days, you become someone that is, it's front of mind as opposed to back of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if
That's
someone's
powerful.
looking for a PT, or if someone's looking for a business coach, or if someone's looking for a painter, or you know what, if you've worked with someone every 90 days, it's just who are the people that you want to touch base with, so they then have you front of mind and be able to refer you to other people in their networks.
Very
So,
powerful.
you know, looking at your previous customers, but then also your potential customers and going, well, how can I delight and provide an opportunity for potential customers to see exactly the experience they're going to get when they come and work for us and work with us. So it's about focusing on both sides to go, well, you need existing customers, but you also need new customers. And so thinking about it from when you're working in an organization perspective, looking at your past customers, and it's like the team that you've got, and we'll touch on that in a minute, but in terms of looking at people that you've dealt with external to your business, who have you worked with and who may you be able to touch base with, because they may be able to put you in front of someone to do the work that you did with them in their circles. So it doesn't have to be just business owners and people in their own business. When you're in an environment where you are working for an organization, building those connections with people that you've worked with previously, you don't know what's happened in their circles.
Yeah.
You don't know that something that they're using someone else, but that someone else has dropped the ball and you've touched base, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, actually, these guys, I haven't spoken to them for 6 months, but you've just rung and can we have a conversation, because there might be an opportunity for you to be able to take some of this work on. Sure. Because of the fact that I've taken time to connect with people, either that we've worked with before or other people that are new people that we would potentially want to work with.
Yeah, really good point. Really good point. Yeah, people do business with people. Let's roll on to the last C, because I'm conscious that we'll try and wrap this up pretty sharp.
Right.
So
Right.
team
I'll
to
make
get into the
this
day.
quick. I'll make this quick. So community. So for me, community starts with you, looking after you yourself. Being able to go at 100 miles an hour takes effort, energy, and resources. So we're talking about, you know, how do you make sure that you give your team and your clients everything they need? You've got to start with you. Your team is a reflection of you. So if you're all over the shop, if you're like a seagull, you know, you swoop in, squawk a lot, crack, take a chip, and then bugger off. If you're trying to get your team to do stuff and that's the way that you operate, then what do you expect from them? All they see is the example that they get from you. So for me, it's about being in a position where you look at yourself and go, right, what does my team need? What do the people around me need? What does everyone need to allow them to get exactly what they need from me? And I need to give them an example. Be the example that you want people to be. So if you want a team to be time managers and be proactive and be all of that, what do you need to be? You need to give them the inspiration for them to be, I want to be like Mike. I want to be out there. I want to be the one that's actually, you know, if I'm walking the walk and talking the talk, then I'm giving them an example of what they should be doing. So, you know, starting with yourself is generally the most challenging place to start, because you've got to look at yourself and how you're doing things, and you've got to call BS on your own BS. And sometimes that's challenging because you've got to, you know, go to places that you go, oh, it's easier just to not. It's like, yeah, but your team's not getting the best version of you. So yourself is one, your family, isolation has been a perfect opportunity to reconnect with your family, reconnect with those around you. You know, I bet, yeah, there's parents that are going, we had to homeschool in 8 weeks and we had to do all this, and this. But it's been an opportunity for people to reconnect with kids and have, you know, I was talking to one of our clients and they hadn't had family dinner in 2 years. They now have family dinner 3 nights a week. And he said it is the best time because they've just reconnected. So it becomes, again, that's an investment in the family and you as a leader, because it's that opportunity to be able to reconnect with those that are close around you and recognize what actually matters, and that's quality people.
Wow, mate, you've given us such a just to tie up that last bit there, the 3 C's: cash flow, getting really, you know, understanding your cash flow, where that's at, customer relationships or potential customers, your current customer touch points, previous customers, and then also community, which is, I've got here a good point, which is lead the leaders, which is what you do, but also, you know, it starts with yourself and then starts with your immediate family, and then obviously from there. So mate, that's
yourself, immediate family, your team, and then also your networks.
Yeah.
Making sure that those 4 areas that you're focusing on, that is where you're going to get the maximum value for you, because you're investing in those that are close to you, and they're generally the ones that are going to give you a wrap. So why not give them a reason to give you a wrap?
That's a great point. It's a great point, mate. How could we help you? How can we help you in return?
Mate, so for me, I love to help people, and I love to be able to have a conversation, have a coffee, whatever it is. Sit down, have a conversation with someone about, I would like to be able to do this, and at the moment I can't currently do that. Now, one of the ways that I can do it is to work with, looking at referral partners, for example. So looking with, I have an accounting background, but I have no interest in doing accounting whatsoever. So for me, people that have, they work with small businesses, small to medium-sized businesses, people that work in that space that would like to see those people in their space be able to manage their growth, be able to do things that they can't currently do, sometimes need their tires pumped up in a metaphorical sense, be able to help people in their circles, be able to do what they can't currently do. For me, that's what I'd love to do. So, any way that I can help organizations, so whether it's accounting firms, financial planning firms, legal firms, where they interact with small to medium-sized businesses, being an opportunity to have a sounding board where they may not have the time to be able to do it, I provide the opportunity to be able to help the businesses keep creating momentum while still working with their, staying within their client base. So, as I say, small to medium-sized businesses, whether it's trade-based businesses, whether it's professional services businesses, where there is an organization that doesn't have a management team or a board, then generally that's where I can sit to be that independent business partner to help them grow, manage, maintain momentum.
That's awesome. That's great, man. Well, mate, thank you so much for your time. It's given me so much value, and I've got no doubt the viewers at home would take a lot of value, and I've scribbled down much notes in here, many notes. So, mate, thank you so much for your time, and man, keep doing what you do best, and mate, keep up the great work, and so fortunate to be able to be a part of your journey and be a part of your life, mate. Thank you.
Mate, my pleasure. And if I can finish it off with, if you want people to dance, be the energy.
Wow. Just quickly, one other thing, where can people find you if they're someone who's never met you? Where can they find you?
So my website's mentorisgroup.com.au. I'm on Instagram, Mentoris Group Strategy. I'm on Facebook. Apart from that, New Farm based, and get on social and you'll find me posting inspirational stuff about stuff that you can and can't do. So, I'm there.
every Monday morning too, Paul sends a wonderful email out. You can subscribe to his email, which I've done for probably the best part of maybe around about a year and a half. I think I've been on them for roughly. Very
Yep.
motivational, very inspirational. So if you can't find Paul, reach out to me and I'll put you onto him.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks,
Luke.
team. Cheers, mate.